So from one business, let's get a broader economic look now. Chris Richardson, Director at Deloitte Access Economics, joins me. And you've released your business outlook. Chris, you heard some of the analysis a bit earlier and saying it might not be a V-shaped recovery. You're a bit more optimistic than that, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. And let's be clear, we had a wonderful recovery all the way through basically to the middle of this year. And the coming recovery, pretty much as it starts today, may not be quite as good. Living with the virus is a bit more challenging. The difference, though, is that, living COVID-free might be wonderful, but it's fragile. And there's always that risk that that Delta can kick down the door. It's so infectious. The advantage of the recovery that's beginning is it should be more robust. And how robust it will be is utterly down to vaccination rates. Every economic forecast we're doing right now is basically a vaccination forecast.
So you'd have to feel quite optimistic off the back of that then, if that's the key indicator for our rebound. All things are pointing in the right direction at the moment, Chris.
They are. The last 5 or so weeks in Australia, absolutely magnificent vaccination rates. To be clear, we are not there yet. You look at places like Canberra, the ACT is basically world leading, among just a handful of places that are stunningly well vaccinated in terms of first doses. But a bunch of other places around Australia are still in catch-up. But we are going to have to stop looking quite so much at those case numbers. Yes, they're important, but not as important as they used to be. Victoria, still high cases, but when we're forecasting the Victorian economy, we're now looking to its vaccination rates.
Now, you do point to the drop in the iron ore price. I guess this is a tale of two issues. We've had that demand of China with iron ore continue to prop up the economy. Will domestic demand in the rebound help fill that gap?
It should. And again, we already know that opening up works really well. The economy is not broken. It's locked down. It needed to be for health reasons. But increasingly, vaccinations are doing the heavy lifting that lockdowns were doing. And again, the more vaccinations we could do, the healthier the Australian economy will be. And the vaccinations will basically outweigh the bad news on iron ore. There is some good news in terms of energy prices broadly. They're hitting 7-year highs. So just as the iron ore price is falling away, things like gas, and Australia sells a lot of gas to the world, that's at least partly filling that particular hole.
Now, to the issue of JobKeeper, Treasury's released a report, insights from the first 6 months of JobKeeper. $27 billion paid in that period to businesses whose turnovers either increased or didn't fall as much as they had feared. But they also point out that a clawback would have hampered the economic recovery. But what's your assessment of that? Is some clawback realistic, or would that have undermined the whole program? Some
clawback potentially would have been realistic. In a sense, the question is, can we rewrite history? No, we can't. Could JobKeeper have been better? Yes. Was it magnificent? If I had a choice of what we had with JobKeeper or nothing, we clearly achieved magnificently with JobKeeper. And I do worry that, so it's fine to say, well, for the next crisis, could we do it better? That's a good conversation to have. My worry is that too much of Australia is hearing some of these stories about JobKeeper and thinking, it was a failure, it was a waste, it was a rort. That is absolutely not true. It was world-class firefighting, happened very, very fast. And if there is one thing that governments are not good at, it's moving fast. It was put together in a handful of days. It did its job beautifully. Could have been done better. I don't care, except learning the lessons for next time.
Chris Richardson, great to get your insights as always. Thanks.
Thanks, Kerry.